I would like to wrap up our program today by sharing with you a montage of some of the more thought-provoking comments by our subject matter experts, leaving you with some ideas that I think will make the next conversation even more profound.
I believe that there will be a space for voluntary organizations and other service organizations to help with some of the logistics, probably on the back end. So just like when you give blood, we bring you to a room and we give you cookies and we sit with you. We or other organizations can most likely step in and help at that point in time. I do believe that that initial upfront verification and eligibility will lie with the government, and that will stay there. We have our mission essential functions. So we have to be able to shelter. We have to be able to collect life-saving blood. In this environment, we have to be able to collect that convalescent plasma. That's the place where we can help the most right now with COVID-19. But if there are available resources and if we can help, we are always having those conversations with our government partners. And we as the Red Cross figuring out, is there a place for us? And can we do it while making sure we can do our primary missions?
This past year, 9-10 months has been so difficult and so painful that it seems like to sort of justify it all, having gone through it all, we have got to make sure that we capitalize on the things that we've learned during it. And so I feel as committed now as I ever have about the need to not resort or go back to or resume some of the old inadequate ways of doing this work.
If there is any silver lining in all of these things that we're talking about, it's got to be the fact that corrections is being talked about today more than it ever has been, maybe in the history of corrections. And I think when we talk out loud and we get really smart people like yourself and your viewers and people around the table, I'm a pretty optimistic person. I really feel like we're going to get better. We're going to get better at doing this.
The other thing that's been really the takeaway is that COVID's not going away anytime soon. We can't count on a vaccine. We can't count on the vaccine rollout going well. So we need to just plan like there is no solution to the COVID problem. So we need to plan for this year. The other thing that we've learned is, and we've known it, but it's been crystal clear these last 5 years, climate change is affecting our world and our disasters are increasing.
It's really one of the central kind of, I'd say, the ethos or ethics of our program. Stealing from some of my colleagues, there are things you can't change, but you can always talk about what you can't change.
In some way, I think it's a failure of empathy, honestly, to realize what would it be like for us to live in a hotel room away from our friends and family, right? Away from the community that we normally live in for an extended period of time. I'm going to want snacks and I'm going to want a ride somewhere and I'm going to want to see my doctor, right?
Prisons don't make people better. Like, they generally make people worse. And that speaks right to, we better make sure that we're incarcerating the right people in the United States. Not people that we're mad at, not people that we don't necessarily understand, with drug use and those types of things, but people that we are truly scared of are who we should be incarcerating. And in my opinion, everyone else, we should put a lot of time and effort into finding diversions to a prison setting.
My mom always told me growing up that you don't have to be bad to be better. And she said that a lot to me, which I think I should find disturbing, but it's obviously stayed with me.
Analysis an alternative analysis, which is key. Red teaming is key. I don't want to talk about movies, but there's a zombie movie. We'll just say it's a zombie movie, and there's this 10th man principle, and there's 10 individuals, and they all do analysis. And if 9 of the individuals say this can't happen, it's the 10th individual's job to say it can, even if they don't believe it is, and then kind of run that down.
Well, once again, we had the opportunity to confirm the importance of the whole of community in our planning, response, and recovery from disaster. We commend and thank our colleagues across the country for your dedication, compassion, and courageous service. On behalf of the Naval Postgraduate School Center for Homeland Defense and Security, our partner, FEMA, Federal Emergency Management Agency, and our organizational national co-hosts, and the CHDS Alumni Association, thank you again for joining us.